Sound check, sound check. Cool. Well, it's a long story. Give me 1 second here. I'll get you guys on in a second here. Now I open up something I shouldn't have.
Void, beyond the wall of worlds and along the arc of time, dwell those not of our place or age. It is too easy to say that there is dark and there is light. It is too easy to say that there are two sides to every coin. The reality is far worse. For law flirts with tyranny. Chaos invites freedom. Evil consumes all it knows. Good, except suffering.
All right, wow.
And those in the middle, they are
I'm going to try and just do it admit all.
Nothing but self. The Codex Infernum and the Codex Exaltum.
Wow. We're going to have a party tonight.
Knowledge about beings of all dispositions, from the farthest reaches of the heavens to the darkest depths
Cool.
of wretchedness. Both of these titles come with
Hey, everybody.
full-color
Hello,
art,
hello,
new
hello.
creatures, new powers like possession,
There we go.
and a multitude of information.
All right,
providing
I
lore,
think I got the red screen
backgrounds,
right,
names,
so I
mechanics,
can be
You got the red
savage
screen.
and much
and
more.
very much Cinderella
These incredible tomes
acquired.
are filled
So
with
Are you still
demons
down
and
in
angels,
Texas?
devils,
I
and
am.
celestials,
I am. I've
and
gotten so much
mystical
sun,
powers of
but
good
the
and evil,
lighting in here is
law and
amazing,
chaos.
and I
Yeah.
actually
Your
look
table.
like
The codices
I've been to the
infernal and
Red
exalted,
Coast
bringing
Okay.
creatures hallowed and
So
profane into
yeah.
your
Hello.
adventures. Pledge
Hi.
and share today.
So,
That's awesome.
Oh, Norker, I'm sorry. You have way better hair than I will ever have, man. I love it.
the hair, man, the hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, everyone has better hair than I have today, but I was just
Yeah,
out
no,
hiking in
Anna,
the
Anna, never,
the horrible
never. My hair starts
90-degree heat. So
So,
yeah,
Well, if I miss someone, an announcement.
got sweaty
that's
and-
so be it.
yeah.
So, Patrick, it's September. I'm matching all subs up to 50. So, yeah. Not worried about hype training right now. Hey, Caesar. Alright. Thunderdell Mountain. It's not showing it to me right.
Thunderdell Mountain is soloed to run yourself on for the expert game. So I held that up for Savage Baron because I know he likes that.
Ah.
I was gonna say you right there, Norker. You've got me figured out.
Oh, Patrick. What are you doing, Patrick?
I'm
What
gonna
is-
grab a tasty adult beverage.
Go for it. You got a second.
So,
It's only 7:53.
oh, awesome.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
It's like a whole bunch of old stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm missing the Cheval, the Were Centaur guy, but I have all the other punch outs except for like him and one horse, which I'm just going to print out and cut out, make my own on cardstock. But I have.
You muted yourself.
They did. They were unpunched, but they're starting to pop out now because two of
Yeah.
them are missing.
It
Yeah.
happens.
I'm going to print those out and make my own out of cardstock. Have you seen that one before, Savage Baron?
I have, and so something. Before you print it off in cardstock, tell me exactly what you want, and I will see if I already have it, and I can print it at the shop and mail it to you. Like,
Oh, cool.
yeah, because I've
It's
probably
just
done
it's the
everything
Cheval,
for
and
me at this point.
Nice.
So
It's the Cheval cutout, and I think whatever's next to him, which is probably another horse, because there are two horses and then there's two blank spaces. And I know one of them is supposed to be the Were Centaur guy.
yes, and because Curtis cannot
I don't
be
want to
here,
keep talking to
Curtis is joining us in spirit, with one tasty White Claw.
Where's Curtis? Driving in his
I'll
car.
be
He's
right
there.
back.
He says he's here in chat.
Oh, shoot. Okay. No, he last night he started getting calls at 11:30 at night, and I'm like, with his profession, I'm like, a call after 10 p.m. is probably not a great thing. So,
Yeah, but he's just a pencil pusher.
Hello.
I didn't say that.
I'm kidding.
Hello. There you go.
It was
Yep,
8:30
sorry.
your time. Yo, yo, yo.
I was stuffing my face before the meeting.
That's all right.
Awesome.
Do I look proper? No, the light's kind of. Like,
Where's Mike? Anyone know?
No?
We're still 4 minutes early, so
Yeah.
I'll come live. There we go. Dun dun dun. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Can you hear us all? Please tell me you can.
there I go.
That's all I
Well-
need are problems tonight with all the other fun stuff going on. Hey, does anyone have has a Greyhawk mic sighting? Let me know. So, good evening to you all. I'm J.K. Lord Gazumba, and with me we got a cool crew tonight.
Yeah.
With Anna Meyer and hopefully Mike. Why don't we introduce everyone? We'll go round clockwise. How's that sound? And then one of you was on just recently. Sam was on, so let's talk about what we're going to discuss tonight too. Visions Greyhawk Volume 2. My gosh, what a load of wonderful stuff in there. And by the way, thank you for the hype train. We'll talk about that in a second, but keep that rolling if you can. I'm matching every sub we get tonight up to 50. I'll just gift sub them all because it's September and it's the end, and all gift subs are 30% off. So let's get that thing rolling. So all right, Savage, welcome. Good to see you. Good to meet you face to face for the first time, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jay, the first time I think we actually stumbled across each other was at GaryCon
That's
earlier
right.
this year.
That's right. I'm sorry.
And yeah, beyond that, yeah, I'm a Mr. R guy. I've gotten roped into Greyhawk because literally Gary Holian stole my favorite place, and that was the Isle of Dread. And I was clinging to the bottom as he pulled it over to Orth. And nobody noticed me until one day I literally showed up at the door. And yeah, ever since I've been here. I love working with the amazing people over at Cannon Fire. I don't know. I've been a subscriber for your show since I came about, and I love Anna's cartography. We both share a love for that, and yeah, those are the places I hang out in the Greyhawk world. So yeah, hi everybody.
And we'll go over everyone's roles on this in a second here too. So Gary will be on.
Awesome.
Gary told me he's coming on. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, he told me he was coming on. Thanks, Lomas. I think that's like 18 already. So, Sam, welcome back.
Welcome.
Tell it.
I'm Sam. Sam Weiss. I was. I started back in the Greyhawk mailing list days. Participated in the ERC chats back then. Became a living Greyhawk admin for a couple of years, then an editor for the core towards the end.
Oh my God.
I've done articles for Cannon Fire, articles for this, articles for that. Now I'm writing a ton of stuff for Visions, and I started editing a few things.
Well, we appreciate you coming back. You got a lot of detail in this publication, so we're really excited about it. And Savage, oh my gosh, dude, what is that? 20? Oh my God, 20 more. Well, that puts us all. And with Lomas's, that's 43 already. Whew.
All right.
Getting there. It's gonna be a monster.
Awesome.
Yeah, almost about. Yeah, it won't let me count my own for the record. So. If I put in 50, it won't count them in the hype record. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, Sam, you a lot of things you have done for a long time, and we're really excited to have you here, Patrick. Oh my gosh. Well, after this week, do you rehydrate? Curtis, I went through a lot that night and that day, and I'm okay now. What else can I say? I had a tube shoved somewhere I didn't want it to have shoved, so it's over. All right, another topic. Let's get on to the yes. Let me put the guests up top here. There we go. Anna, and no one puts Anna in a corner, but all right, there we go.
It's okay. You can put me wherever you want. No
Blue Box coming in with a raid too. Blue Box coming in. That'll show up in about 40 minutes with all the stuff that's about to come here. Holy jeez. John, good to see you all. Celebrating September here. Please, everyone, hang out. If you don't have a sub, you're going to have one at the end of the night because I'm going to match everyone up to 50. So we'll have a nice, huge number here. Norker, Ewan, welcome. Good to see you. He may not hear me. Norker?
I can hear you, but I can't talk.
Oh.
I can hear.
You can't talk. We just heard you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's saying the audio is muted, but if
Now
you can hear me,
it works.
We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear
it
you.
works now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Okay.
So, level 9
all
hype.
right. Sorry about that. We're having some technical difficulties.
That's okay, man. This is kind of impromptu last second getting
Can
you
you hear
guys
my
all
fan?
on. So, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Well, welcome. You want to tell the audience a little about yourself?
Oh, yeah. So I'm the editor-in-chief for Visions of Greyhawk. I've been playing off and on D&D for more than 20 years. Gosh, no, like 30 years. About 30 years. So I started high school around the time that second edition was still fairly new. I picked up the World of Greyhawk box set used at Pal's Books in Portland, Oregon, along with some other stuff. We kind of played a mixture of AD&D second edition, a little bit of the first edition stuff because my brothers had given me those books, and then some basic and expert sort of mixed together. We used what we liked. And I went on to play other games and use other settings and do some homebrew stuff. But Greyhawk's always something I came back to. And the zine is like the first major non-commercial fan stuff that I've done.
Well, all of you have done a wonderful job with this, I must say. It's a large publication. And I guess we'll get to that in a second. But I was glad to get a copy a day ago, a day or two ago, whenever it was. I can't even keep track of what day of the week it is. I'm sorry, guys, this week. But it's a wonderful publication. I don't say that only, not only because I have something in this one. I didn't have one in the first one, but it's just the artwork going with the layout and it's just really a professional job. So why don't we talk about some things. Anna and Mike, what would you get some early commentary here on this wonderful publication?
Hey, if this is Ewan's first major contribution to the Greg community, kudos, man. You put together, well, I mean, it's not your first, it's your second, but just jumping into doing zines has got to be nerve-wracking. I know nothing about that stuff, so I'm glad you've all brought your skills to it.
Mm-hmm.
You can say you can elaborate a little bit. It's okay. You can just say, "Hey, man, thanks."
So thank you, and we have a whole team of guys. That's how this has been able to work.
Excellent. That's what we want to hear.
I want to, because he's not here tonight and he doesn't really hang out on Discord. In particular, I'd like to mention Gary Francisco, who was one of the early guys to volunteer to help us on this. I think I might know him from something I did for Wright Publishing once because he worked for them. But anyway, he's a cool guy. He's around online, but he's not really active on Discord at this point. So I just thought I'd give a shout out to him so he's not forgotten, because he is a big part of the team. He's done a lot of the editing work. Samwise has now come on as an assistant editor. It has not slowed down the stream of heresy that he produces. I mean that in a good way.
Of course.
We've got obviously Gary Hall in, Lee the Savage Baron, right? We've got all these guys working on it. Yeah. If I don't mention somebody's name, it's only because they're on the credits page. We got about a half dozen people. We've got readers coming in to help us proof the text. We're going to have even more of them for the next one. It's a team effort. It's really been a pleasant job working with all these people. I'll shut up now.
No, absolutely. We want to hear, the accolades on that. So,
I would definitely double the thanks to Gary Francisco. I know anything I write needs to be edited, and even though it's like, what, I got to change this, but everything always looks better after an editor looks at it. So
He's a pro.
I'm happy when I get an editor.
Well, I'll say the same thing that you know, and I worked with Norker a lot on that. It made my prose sound semi-professional instead of bad. So I really appreciate it because I need, you know, I the number one thing is a DM. You never really take, like, when you're writing something, you're putting it down your own chicken scratch, right? You're not putting it down in a form that someone is going to read it. You know, you get your notes here for your adventure, and you got your character sheets all, and no one's going to understand this script that I have, and I got to convert that over into a story or into an article. It really helps to have someone guide you along, and it was really appreciated. So I sound really, at least semi-intelligent in my article, and I really appreciate that a lot from all of you. So yeah, Zap, with your adventure, and I put that together that that was yours just because I saw your Discord. I didn't put two and two together till yesterday. That it was your
Kudos,
adventure.
Zap.
So as this thing's rolling, at some point I'll do the 50 gift subs. And we'll hit that on. But let's talk about some things here. All right. First, let's just go cover. Who did the cover? You're muted. Savage, you're muted.
Salvage, join us.
Still muted.
Unmute myself.
There
There we go. I went ahead and unmuted myself.
For Blue Box. Fine.
So Gary Holian was amazing and found the art for us.
Where'd Anna go?
And I was able to reach out and put that together and add that to it. So yeah, that was selected by the editorial staff.
It's fantastic. It's really cool looking. It gives me a thought of, I guess it's entering a cave. It's not Underdark, or else you wouldn't be the sunlight, right, coming in. But that's okay. It's beautiful. It's really cool looking.
It's the start of a new adventure.
The start of a new adventure or a new TPK, whichever way
Going
you
into the low road, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Really neat. Or that's a good point there, Anna. So as we come to the front page here, and we go, let's take a look at all the great participants here, and then the thanks. So we got 4 by Ewan Norker. We got Troy in twice, I think, right? Yeah, Troy's got 2 from the sea on page 12. Arbitus. Did I say that right, Troy? Everyone's gonna hack because I'm such a hack with terminology. And then I think you're in 2 twice as well, right, Sam? Yeah, you're in the
3.
3. Oh, that's it. Giants of the Flannis, Animals Appendix, Equines, and Adapting Classic Adventures. Nice. Come down here. Ewan's in here. Rennie Wisewoman. This is really cool, everyone. I think you should check that out. That's especially if you play 1E2E. That's really an awesome article there.
Thank you.
Finally, sorry for being a little Mr. Facetious. The Low Road is in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with a really great new map. So
We've been waiting. Yeah.
We've all been waiting. So that is fantastic by Rich and David Leonard. That's awesome. I got my article here on the Specialty Priest of St. Benedor. Matthew Fenn, Specialty Priest of Greyhawk. What is Matt's Discord name? So everyone can, or Twitch name. Mateus, yes.
I don't know. Yeah, it's Mateus on Discord.
Mateus from with the pod, the pod. What's the cast? Oh my god, Great cast. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, everyone. Like I said, it's been a long work. Thank you. My brain is off. I was all the way up in North Jersey today, and anyone who goes to North Jersey knows you don't come back the same person when you go up there. So, Paul, Slaves of the Black Rider. What's Paul's Twitch/Discord name?
Arthorn
the Cleric. There you go. Paul Beal is the Green Zap, right? Tyrant's Lair. This is an adventure in here.
Yes, I ran that.
Oh, you did?
I ran that on.
Okay.
I ran that for playtesters on Discord. Gary Hollian was in it, and a couple of other people. I don't know if they want me to throw out their names or not, so maybe I won't. But if they can mention themselves in chat if they're here tonight. But yeah, it was a good time.
Awesome.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay, man.
It's been run by a DM, and it worked well. So
then, lastly,
hear from
we got a really cool article by Anna and Gary together, Heraldry for Heroes and Villains. And like I said, we're going to get to all of these, but let's. Anna hasn't made any commentary yet. Anna, I think you disconnected for a second. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm just going to say it's congratulations to a second wonderful edition or volume of this, because I think it's awesome. First, you have a breadth of content, many different articles covering it, a lot of different Greyhawk topics, and also awesome production values. It looks fantastic. And yeah, I haven't read it in detail yet, but I've skimmed through most of the articles, and it's awesome. It's lots of stuff in there too. So it's I just think it's a wonderful addition to the Greyhawk community. So yeah.
Thank you, sir. Oh, Savage, tier 3, the first one.
I figured, Jay, somebody had to, and if Patrick's around, I expect him to figure out a way to actually do it tier 3 for
I really appreciate it. I've only had one person ever tier 3 sub, and that was a friend back in the day when we just first started streaming. So it's been 4.5 years, 5 years since. Thank you. That's really kind of you.
I get it, brother. So
I really appreciate the kindness. We got a lot going on here tonight, and a lot of discussion here. So let's talk. Let's just start from the beginning, shall we? And then please feel free to comment at any point. Mike, Anna, feel free to ask questions. Audience, feel free to ask questions. I'll moderate, and I'll just run through stuff and keep things moving. Bracker, thank you for this. Thank you for the raid here. Wow. So I want to ask this: is the third is Visions 3 already completely filled?
It is not completely filled. I have as many pages laid out for it, or edited rather, and turned in for art and layout as we did for the first issue. It won't be as long as the second issue because we don't want to do 60 pages every time. I mentioned that before. We're the low road, and big into this issue. And I made the decision to add a few more articles to increase the variety. That's why you've got a dozen in here. So there is still a little bit of room for 3, but it's basically the slate is filled up, and stuff that is coming to us now will be going into 4.
Got it.
That should be pretty soon. So if you're out there and you're listening and you have ideas and you want to write stuff, write it. We are always accepting submissions. We don't have a cutoff period. It comes into us. We start working on it. If it's not quite ready, we'll write some notes and send it back to you. But mostly we'll just take it and begin working on it right away. And, we aim for a fairly quick turnaround within a few months of getting it. So sorry for the long-winded answer, but yeah, we have 3 basically filled up, but I've still got room for a couple things that people are working on to go into it.
So what if I get Ed to do something? You're going to make room?
Save some room for Ed Greenwood. I actually have a couple of pages. I have a few pages set aside for Greenwood.
Okay.
And if it bumps over, that's fine, right? Because we're an electronic publication, that gives us some flexibility. If I have one issue that's 36 pages and the next one is 46, because we have a couple of really great articles, and I don't want to make the authors wait, well, we can go a little bit bigger, right? That's one of the reasons why I didn't go print with this. So 1, we didn't have to take anybody's money, and 2, we just wouldn't have all that hassle. But there will be printable files, which is something that you can talk to me about later if you like.
Excellent. Yeah, so note that...
Yeah, I mean, you can print these files too. They'll be set up for you. Yeah.
Note at
Sorry, go ahead.
worst, Ed's going to have, and I talked to him, he has that demigod
Yes.
of Erythnal Selacra that I'm using in my Doom Grinder rewrite that he did during one of the shows that kind of got lost. Unless you go back to the show specifically, or I sent you the PDF for it. I think that may want to, because it's a Greyhawk deity. I think it should go in, but he's going to decide.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on, so give me a little time with him.
Whatever he sends us,
Okay.
We'll put in. I set aside several pages in my plan for issue 3 because I expected that we were going to get something from Ed.
Okay. Excellent. Fantastic. All right, Mike. Give me a question, and then we'll go to the forward.
Give you a question?
Give us a question.
Okay. Like, are we just starting on the
just anything
out, like
anything. Anything you want.
Okay.
Like how difficult, easy, fun, whatever you want.
Right off the bat, I just want to say that I think the Giants article is the first one.
Yeah, it's early in there. Yeah.
One of the first ones. That one really, I think I read that, beginning to end. Having this new article got me through a boring day at work, I tell you what. But I use Giants a lot. And we do have in 5e D&D, there is a Giant book out here currently, which I have ignored. But I like this Giant article because it feels very grounded in the World of Greyhawk. So that's just my forward to that article.
Very cool. I love how you brought in the Copru in here too, right? Mm.
You know who else loves that?
Yeah, he starts way back, with the Copru, and then somehow it segues into the Giants. Yeah, I was not ready for that.
Yeah, I wanted to cover a lot. I mean, first, as Mike said, there is, I don't know about the 5e book. I know there's the second edition Giant Craft, which is written for Forgotten Realms, which is really good, but it's written for Forgotten Realms, not for Greyhawk.
Yep.
And so I wanted to write something for Greyhawk.
I do like the hierarchy of giants.
And then especially for the Flanays, because that's where the main stuff happens. I would note that also I wrote about the giants of the Flanays. What's going on with giants beyond the Flanays? I don't really know. They could be doing almost anything.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, so this is about the giants in the Flanays, their background, their history, what they're up to. And I wanted to give them a whole mythological approach background, and then go into everything else I could think of.
So the mythology is one of the other things I want to bring up. Is you introduced this progenitor power thing in the Titans, and I think this is something that is somewhat new to the world of Greyhawk, that you're casting some gods as Titans and progenitor powers.
Okay, well,
am I reading that right?
Yes. Okay, the progenitors are what I would consider the greater powers. Biori, Istis, Lendor, Procan, Pelor, the big ones. And, based on the way they're written about in the 83 set in DDG for first edition, greater powers are distant. They're not really that involved in the day-to-day affairs of Earth. And so, they should have really big world affecting influences and concerns. So if the Aboleth have invaded using information, the way they were written in Lords of Madness, and the Copru are carrying on, trying to conquer the Earth and do their alien thing with it, well, then that's when these greater powers are going to get involved and say, okay, no, stop. And yes, they will bring the Titans down. And then, the line between Titan and the Olympians in the Greek legendarium is not a hard and fast thing. This is similar to the line between Jotuns and Aesir in the Norse story. Mm-hmm. it's a matter of generation. You know, the son, the grandson, and not a particular power level or anything. So in this case, yes, if the progenitors brought forth the Titans, well, then yes, it's possible that a Titan, the same way a human can ascend to become a demi-power and rise up the ranks, a Titan can go full divine and eventually join the ranks.
Like Prometheus.
Yes. Yeah, well, Prometheus is a Titan, but he sided with the Olympians, so he got to hang around.
Right. Very cool. I like here under Giantkin, you kind of Patrick, my gosh, dude, you're out of control, man. Thank you. So I like how here you kind of go and you place all the old Monster Manual 1 and 2 and Fiend Folio giants in their rightful places, right? Because you put mountains on the same level as fire and frost.
Yes. Naturally, things were changed a bit in 3rd edition, and though I'm a 3rd edition player, I prefer the write-ups for AD&D. And so I use that for inspiration for the power level. So yeah, a mountain giant's the equal of a fire or frost giant.
Okay. Fair enough. Which makes total, I didn't say turtle, everyone, sense. Yeah. The Iger barely. So okay, and you're using the terminology here for ogres with the E. I see that, which is cool.
Yes, the Greyhawk.
Yep.
The flan.
Yep, absolutely.
I can't help it. I keep doing that.
Oh, that's all right. It gives it a little panache, right? A little style. Also, you talk about trolls here too.
Yep.
Call them corrupt descendants. So, is that canon, or is that written somewhere, or is that a theory?
It's my interpretation of canon.
Got it.
Because you have Carl Sargent in Monster Mythology. He introduced more powers for all the other giants, and one of them was Carantor for the Fomorians. And if you know the Fomorians, they're horribly, warped and twisted giants. And so yeah, it's my conceit that just as the other giants are gradually becoming weaker and weaker until they're ogres, if you make a Fomorian gradually weaker and weaker, he'll turn into a troll.
Ah.
Ooh.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, there's definitely a hierarchy, a watering down of the original Titan blood, I guess you could say.
Yes, exactly.
And then all the way down to ogres, or half ogres.
Yep.
This devolution.
Oh yeah, I go all the way down. Yes, and that winds up in the summary.
Very cool.
The epilogue.
So I notice artwork is labeled in a lot of places. I don't see who is that on here on this piece for the frost. I'm assuming it's a frost giant.
That's something for Lee to answer.
Yeah.
So I will toss out, Jay, that I think that's actually on the next page.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we split the page. Maybe the previous page. I'm not sure.
Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I don't see it.
Because it's laid out like a real magazine, right?
Got it. Got it. Okay. It's really cool, though.
Yeah, our idea throughout the entire magazine was to create basically a print experience. And for Visions 3, we're actually looking on splitting the two so that the print and digital both take care of all the amazing things that both can offer. So
makes total sense. Absolutely. So scroll back a hair, and Norker, please give us a little synopsis on what you were talking about here in your forward.
In my forward, basically, I just thank the positive response to the first issue, which we had a good response, a lot of positive commentary, And we also received a number of new submissions. Then I said we are going to make this a recurring zine, right? We'll have multiple issues out over the next year or two. Something's beeping. Oh, that's the steam upstairs sets off the smoke alarm. Don't worry, my house is.
I have all those issues too.
My wife takes these long showers, and so do the kids. I'm like, it never happens to me.
But I like how you call out Rich and David, though.
I do, yeah. Well, because their article needed some special attention because it was so long, right? We wanted to do it right. The low road is something people have been waiting for. The co-authors have been waiting for. A lot of fans out there have been waiting for it. We wanted to do it justice, and I said, you know what? Let's bump it to the second issue. We'll just embiggen the second one. And we did. It's 60 pages, I think. The first one was, 32, 34?
Okay.
And I think we did it justice, though. We got Giant Stomp did art for it.
Yep.
Gary took one of Anna's sepia maps and drew that really nice. If you look in the article, there's a really nice line map that gives you just the information that you need, right? That will let you follow the journey down the low road.
Yep.
And then I give some guidelines in there on people who want to submit things. We're very broad in what we will take. I prefer articles under 5,000 words, but if you need to use more than that to do what you want to do, and the content and the scope of your piece justifies it, you can exceed that. Give me an idea of what it's about in the email for sure, right? Maybe a synopsis or a little outline if it's a longer piece. But we will take things for any era of Greyhawk, any rule system, any edition. Doesn't have to be TSR/WotC D&D. Could be an OSR game or something else. Could be hero system. We're pretty broad in what we'll take. And I have yet to receive. I haven't rejected anything that I've received yet. Right? There'll always be a first. If somebody sends me something pornographic, I'm not going to publish it. But short of stuff like that, we're pretty broad. And you mentioned canon earlier. Your article can be as canon compliant or as wildly heretical as you like.
Canon
you
as
the
you
author.
want. Yep, that's awesome.
Right, because it's all about your. That's why it's called Visions of Greyhawk. Right, it's all about what you see, how you want the setting to be. Make it your own, and if making it your own means closely following particular published sources, that's completely legitimate, as is Wild-Eyed, as long as it's still Greyhawk, we're happy to put it out there and work with you.
Let's be honest. I'm going to get in trouble here. I don't care.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
This is 100 times better this is 100 times better than anything Hasbro could ever put out.
Uh-huh.
100 times might push it, but yeah.
I'm going to say something nice about Hasbro in this regard and WotC. I like that they are not doing a lot of Greyhawk stuff.
Well, yeah.
But you know what they are doing is they're 100% letting fans do stuff. They're not interfering. As long as you don't put things behind a paywall or tread on their IP or their trademarks. If you follow the rules, they let you do your stuff, right?
And Anna,
Thank you. Yeah, that was awesome.
No,
I love what you point that out. So I have no gripe with Wizards. I think what they're doing is fantastic. It's just that, and in a way, I kind of like it. I like both how they run stuff. It's not the game I want to play, but apparently there are more people playing D&D than ever before, and that is a good thing in itself.
Yeah.
And that they let us play on the fan arena of old stuff and keep that in memory and alive, so to speak. That is another big plus. So we have to acknowledge that, so to speak. So and also that they're not currently doing Greyhawk stuff. I don't mind that either. So it's good.
Look at it this way: they leave Anna alone for her Patreon. They leave Carlos alone. They leave Jim Ward alone. They leave me alone on Twitch. Right. So let's just
hats off to them. So hats off to them.
And I will add also. Now, I'm not a huge 5th edition player, but I have played it and enjoyed it. I've run it a couple of times. we have 5th edition articles in this issue. We have them in last issue. I expect we will probably have them in every issue we publish. Very
I
likely.
hope so. Yeah.
So when I say all editions, I mean it, right? Like AD&D, 5th, whatever you guys send us stuff for, we'll put out there. So this isn't aimed just at new fans or grognards. We don't do all that division stuff. It's about Greyhawk, right? If you like Greyhawk, then you'll probably like the zine.
That's wonderful. Yep.
So, a joke. Minor.
Uh-oh.
The first and only time ever in my life, and it must, I'm going to be in the art credits ever. As I am the least artistic.
You're in the art credits. That's amazing.
I'm the least artistic person on the freaking planet. So,
what have you done?
I did the portrait workshop for the character.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, that was good. But you added to the value of the portrait. So yeah.
I was gonna say, Jay, you literally are accounting for 10% of our downloads overall, just based on that one piece of art. So keep it coming. Draw more.
I like it.
Yep.
How do you know that? You're being facetious.
I was so making it up.
I know. I was like, what the hell? You're being so facetious.
That was completely the marketing guy going.
That's so funny.
Let me show you how it works.
It's all good. We're all having fun.
But yeah, no, that was actually a piece of art that I was like. I thought Jay and Lord Bresden had roughly the same artistic palettes.
Yes, 0.
And yeah. So that actually brought me a lot of a smile to actually credit you in that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to share this with everyone. Look at the list of people that have participated in the artwork. That's amazing. That is a lot of individuals, which goes to show you the love that was put into this. And to coordinate all that, that's a ton of individuals. A lot of them I don't even know. I've never,
So a lot of them are fantasy stock. They create fantasy artwork from just the perspective of, oh my gosh, give me credit, and we want to share. We want to share those names out there because it's like they're creating amazing fantasy art. So yeah,
awesome, very cool. So, fantastic kickoff article here, as we discussed already. Going over reproduction, too, which is neat. I don't think anyone's really discussed that I recall. In a Greyhawk format. You write that book from that second edition book for Forgotten Realms is pretty decent. And in fact, Ed talks up the author of that one, a lot. So,
good stuff.
Any other commentary, Sam, on this article?
I would know. The reproduction thing, that was something. It actually, I had been discussing it, and I got some ideas from people that commented. I think Rich was one of them, about giants might only need the same amount of food that a human does to live day to day, which is a great idea because it lets there be more giants and not overwhelm the ecosystem. But then they need more food to reproduce.
Yeah.
But then I said, what if we take it a bit further? What if there's actually something special that goes with them? And though I don't put it in, hopefully people can read that section and say, oh, there's a bunch of plot hooks here. So an area starts getting hit by Cat 5 hurricanes. No, it's just the local storm giant is, having a honeymoon or something. You need to get a cloud giant sage to, share some lore with you. You have to haul a couple of tons of silver up to his cloud castle.
Yeah. And this is so good. I've read so many reproduction articles about fantasy and stuff that made me in disgust. But I say this one is awesome. It emphasize on interesting things that gives plot hooks and stuff like that, and doesn't go into gory details that are and I love that. This is really cool. It adds to the setting, and it has some interesting twists, like you said, that open up for interesting adventures and is useful. And it also explains giants how they can function in the world, and I love that part too. So thank you. Yep.
Yeah. You know, I'm looking at 59 right now. I don't need to put in all the other stuff. I can joke, in a chat, but for something like this, no. I'm just gonna say nice, simple, clean.
It's great. So thank you. Yep.
It has a mythic feeling. I think there's a fantastical element, which I really like. I do that myself sometimes with monsters, right? To mix them up. And so that Sam did that with the giants, made them feel more like creatures out of fairy tale or mythology to me, and less like just big bags of hit points that we're going to fight. It gave them a certain character.
Yep.
Anyway, I enjoyed it.
Excellent.
That's what I tried to do.
Good start. A good kickoff to the Visions 2. Like I said, I love the art. Such great artwork in here too. I love the hazing out of a lot of the artwork too. Is that intentional, right? What'd you do here, Savage?
Yeah, that's very much. I really, for all the love that fourth edition may not get, and fifth edition sometimes gets, the art styles where the watercolor fade outs. That really is something that from a design and art perspective, very much right to my heart right here. And I will so own it and love it and enjoy it. And I hope that everybody else does too, because
that part was very noticeable.
Like Samwise and the rest of the articles to life.
Let me call Lee out on that. Lee, the art in the first issue and now in this issue, I've yet to see something that I don't like. He just has this talent for picking stuff that just, wow, okay, I didn't know it was this cool. Then I'm looking at that. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like that, and I love it.
Yeah, it does a real good job with the feel of it, and it doesn't overtake the wording, the writing, which is cool. That's what I like. It just it's there. Yep. Definitely a good concept the way it's done. Excuse me. All right, so this goes on a while, and it has a lot of where the giants are in the Flannis. That's how I pronounce it. I just love the artwork. It's just it's soft, not overly loud. So a lot of this, I'm assuming, is from some of the Adventures of the Giant series, but some of it is from other publications. Like, I'm assuming that there's one. Sorry for giving this away. There's one Mountain Giant in Forgotten Temple of Tharizdun. I'm assuming you put more out there in the Atolls.
Actually, as it goes, no, I didn't.
Oh,
I said it was like the last one in the Atolls, but every now and then a Mountain Giant will wander over from the barrier peaks.
Got it.
Because as it happens, from the sources, I just read the encounter tables and where were giants featured and what types of giants were featured on them. Then I overlaid that. I tried to make the giants of each area a little bit different from the giants of another area. So especially the giants of the Rakers, the Chorus, the Thilronian, those frost giants are different from the frost giants of the Crystal Mists.
Okay.
The hill giants of the areas they're all different. They all have their own little bits that will separate them from other giants, because they should be different. It's like
just like orc tribes.
The Great Kingdom are not humans in Keeland, are not humans in Furiundi. So why do the giants have to all be 100% identical?
So do you have you thought of rivalries between fire giant clans or frost?
That is covered to a degree in the reproduction.
Okay.
And in the entry. So the Hell Furnace, you'll see that I do know that every now and then a king shows up. Snorri was the most recent one. So yeah, I do call back all the appearances from the from the G series.
David.
Just to hit, this happened. And I do said it in the past, but that's easily, reworked. If you haven't run the G series yet, you can just go, oh, okay, I recognize this. Yeah, I'll leave that hook out for the players for now, and then the players can actually play through it and add it in.
Okay. I also see Verbeeg right here, which makes me happy.
Oh yeah.
I like this section because he drops some all
Oh,
stuff. But
some
just a little.
some Mike All. Yeah, that's
Yep.
a cool picture. That's what I think All looks like. Right, and but yeah, a little bit with the mountains on both sides, right, and then yeah, that's kind of All-ish. Get that feel to it. Twilight of the Titans. So you got some, and then every author has a little blurb about them in this one,
Yeah.
in the first article that is written. So do we have a link for this yet? Out. DM Dave is asking for it. Thank you, Ship of Fools.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
to see it. Yeah, please, if you can, put it in the chat. That would be great for download. So this is available. Troy. Is Troy on?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Troy on tonight. Is he on? He's
Yeah,
probably
I
hiding.
have not seen him either.
He's lurking.
so-
He's lurking.
Okay.
I
Okay.
see him. I see him in chat. So let me take a look. Here. He may be busy or something, but he is lurking. So I do not know much about the sea as usual. None of us really do, except for the most part Troy. So I have not read this, but I love. Go ahead, Mike. Please take over.
He is tirelessly working on every facet of the sea you can think of, and
Yeah.
he has 2 magic items in this book. That's just the tip of the iceberg for him, and he picked a couple good ones.
I will toss out with Mike with what Mike was saying that Troy has. I am not going to leak it now, but Ocean's Bounty will be coming out shortly, which is Troy's next module. And I saw the art. I've seen it throughout the entire process, and I'm excited. I've got to play test it. 3 thumbs up. So Jay's got 1. I've got 2. Please, everybody, give it a check out. And if you're up at GaryCon, we have some exciting surprises for everybody. So, yeah, good stuff.
And we have seminars galore already, so we got some stuff that great places to be able to do it at. So fantastic. I love the Sargasso Swamp, or what's the other one? The Lost Ships. I love all that stuff. It's just it's wonderful. So he's actually taken and made armor out of the Sargassum, which is really cool.
Well, that armor will tie into his article later on in the issue too.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, great.
Connected pieces. That's why we put them in together.
What I like is he has these 2 items they're not artifacts. They're maybe major or medium magic items. I'm not sure how to rate them.
It looks like in 3rd edition. Is that correct? Saying Wondrous
I think
item?
it's 5th edition.
Is it 5th?
Actually.
Okay.
So I'm saying
Okay.
I'm thinking they're like rare or very rare items, but they're not artifacts. And he gives them backstories, which is very helpful.
Okay. Because this actually gives you
And
some.
there's nice. Yeah, scroll down to that Dan Smith art. We've got more Smith.
Yeah, I like his art. Now having seen a lot of it, it's very distinctive. I like artists who I can spot immediately and know who it is. And when you see a body of work that's consistent, it's even better.
This is Dan Smith, everyone. The cover of Virtual GrowCon 4, and
Yes.
So, yep, and last year's too. Yep. Excellent. Always have to have drawbacks too, or quirks, which is a good thing too. I said, Anna, feel free if you have questions at any point, either any
Yeah,
of
they're
you
not
for
just
anyone else,
regular
please.
like +2 armor and weapons. He throws in all these little quirks and things about
Yeah,
them.
they're really tuned to their environment. I love the fact that like the
Nice
the
armor.
armor that when it dries out, it doesn't work properly. It reminds me of the old drow stuff when you took it out in sunlight, it dissipates and faded and stuff. So that's kind of it's really cool.
All right, Ewan. Norker,
Hmm.
let's do this because this is a great concept.
Yep.
Absolutely. Don't know why. I mean, I guess it was done kind of wrong in Ravenloft, right? With fortune
Yeah, a
tellers and
different
all that
way.
stuff in the Ravenloft Adventures. Yeah. So why don't you tell us about your article here, Rennie, however you pronounce it, Wise Women.
Right. So a couple of things about the Rennie is Gygax calls them, he does use the word gypsy to refer to them like as an adjective, right? That they live a nomadic lifestyle. But they aren't described as like Republic Pictures sort of stereotypical horror movie gypsies, right? We're leaving out anything related to the real world directly. Right. They don't wear the colorful clothing. Their wise women mentioned in the 83 box are actually illusionists. They're not fortune tellers, right? I mean, maybe they play that role, but it never actually says that. And so we've had a lot of back and forth discussion about what the Rennie culture might be like. You know, some people go with a revisionist take on them. Gary Hollian wanted to make them into hobbits, right? But what I thought was what they need is a religion. A human culture should have a religion. And somebody said, well, no, but Rennie don't worship gods. And I'm like, okay, well, where is that from? Well, I guess it's because they don't have clerics listed in the 83 box. But you don't have to have a standard cleric to have a religion. So I sat down and I said to myself, what kind of religion wouldn't have a standard cleric class, but would have some sort of caster? And I said, let's take these illusionists and make them more priestly in nature. And it's a one-page article. Somebody will pick this up from reading it, so this isn't a big spoiler. There is a little surprise in there, but I gave them like a sort of an animist religion with some spiritualist and even Gnostic aspects. So they are very different from the fantasy polytheism of the other world of Greyhawk cultures, which to outsiders makes them seem like, oh, they're just these godless heathens. But they do have their own tradition. And this is a specialty class written for AD&D second. You could use it with minor modification with first easily. That reflects that particular tradition. And they're meant to be playable characters or useful as NPCs if you're using the Rennie in your campaign.
So on that, they remind me of this by Timothy Brannan. Of course, it went over to the wrong page. Shit, sorry. And that is the witch class.
Oh yeah, he loves witches.
Yeah, so
yeah, he loves witches, and he's a cool guy. And they would definitely be. I'd love to get his feedback on them because I was going for that witchy vibe. More in the wise woman sort of. They've got some healing abilities. They have abilities to trick and deceive, but they can be good guys or bad guys. Alignment wise, they have a broad range, right? So they could be heroic, villainous, just out to protect their, the barge that they're on and the people in their tribe. They can be adventurers. They're a flexible class, I think. And I think pretty well balanced. I used some existing AD&D specialty priest stuff as a guide to try to make sure that they were versatile and talented, but not overly powerful. And I think they're playable. I'd love to see somebody play one in a campaign or use one as a villain or.
That's already being planned, dude.
Whatever. Get back.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Trust me. No, I'm. You
like them? Okay. Good.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Yes. Of course, it's gonna be a baddie. Of course, but that's the fun of it. Well, so they don't no multi-classing, correct?
Yeah, they're really already kind of multi-classed in the way
hybrid
set up because they can cast illusionist spells off the wizard list, and they have certain thief-like abilities.
Good. Okay.
So, they don't need multi-class because they basically already are.
Yeah. So basically, almost like a prestige class if you pull it out even further. But that's great because
but balanced. But they're balanced for first level.
No, I love it. No,
right?
Definitely balanced. Any questions for Norker on this class?
I must say that I like it. I especially like the forward when you tie into spiritualism and all the this stuff. You
Thanks.
give them you paint in broad strokes rather than go deep into lore mechanics, so to speak. I kind of like this because it's a way of you can cherry pick on this for any edition and tweak it a little bit, and you get them the way you want them. So I really like it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and there's Tim Shanks. There's witches as well that are good, and that's original. We did a gabbin on that, how it evolved out, and we kind of hybridized I think it's Dungeon 106, Dragon 106, in that range with the one I almost got in trouble with the half nude spellcaster on top of the idol. That one with Brandon's witch, because Brandon really does a fantastic job with that 1E witch. So yeah, fantastic class there. Something for everyone.
Yep. Here comes one of my favorite. Oh, I love this. More animal types. I love that.
Yes. Yeah. So go for it, Sam. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah.
In 3E, one of the Forgotten Realms projects was Champions of Valor. Little special expansions for the good guys in the realms. And one of the sections in there had a whole bunch of special horse breeds from places around the realms with, minor modifications, a little bonus to strength, a little bonus to dex, a little bonus to speed, a little better at skills. And that's great. Whoever's familiar with Carlos Lysing's book, The Dogs of the Flanays, he did dog breeds. Well, this is a bunch of horse breeds. Of course, it's written for the Forgotten Realms. So I just took the names, I looked at the backgrounds, and I said, what place in the Flanays does this sound like? I changed the name to be Flanays-centric and, did a little tweak on the description to go with it. And there it is. It does require that you have a copy of Champions of Valor to get all the details. Because of course, when I wrote this for myself, my notes, that has all the modifications on it. Can't put that in in something like this and give it away. Got to take all that out and, just put it back together, and there it is.
And there's Gary. Yeah. I like the light warhorse. It kind of reminds me of a Hobbler or, one of the horse archer ones, which is, I think, looking at who you have it set to, that makes sense. You get the nomads and,
yeah, for the light warhorse, I like the Shed Dayar name better than Olian for horses in all. But hey, I'll take anything.
So, there he is. Uh-oh.
And for anybody who is not taking a look at Hounds of Earth, I will flat out recommend that, as Greyhawk is very much I'm a Star guy at the end of the day, Savage Coast, Savage Baronies. But the material for that is absolutely amazing. It goes to a great cause. Please check out Carlos's website. Take a look at the Hounds of Earth and see if you can integrate them into your game. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool article here, and it gives flavor. Oh, instead of just a donkey, now you got a white shield pony. Just take a look, through it and give yourself some ideas for adding. It's the gang, yes, Gary. The gang's all here tonight, which is awesome. To have a fun time with discussion here. And like I said, thank you. This has been a great September. You can just take a look at the numbers. If you guys click on just click on the top, it's just crazy. Patrick, you're insane, but we appreciate it.
Ooh.
And thank you so very much. Yes, hey.
Why is Eric Mona on a horse?
Oh my gosh. Eric's got shorter hair now. He cut his hair, didn't he?
Well, I haven't seen
him since then.
Yeah, since he moved to Minnesota. Yeah. So sorry to get off on a tangent. You get a Facebook post a couple days ago. Being a homeowner sucks. I locked myself out of my house without keys, and I was outside in the rain for 4 hours. And I just started laughing at Eric. I wanted to tell him to break into his own house, but I didn't. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. So how you doing, Gary?
Good.
We're talking this up. All right, this is long anticipated.
Yeah.
The low road. So
You've used it in your campaign, right?
I've been it's been going on for 2.5 years at least in my campaign, and we'll get to a point where I'll say thank you both to Rich and David for something for me. But it is Gary probably can tell us out of all of them, where is the obscure terminology that this started from, or Rich, or put that in chat please too. Where because there's only like 1 or 2 lines on this, correct? In original lore.
Yeah, it's probably just a throwaway reference, and Rich and David ran with it.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? Why wouldn't dwarves have their own connections between their cities that don't involve, walking on the surface?
I ran 2 low road adventures, Curtis, at GaryCon. One for Ed's group, right, and one for you guys. Yeah, I ran 2 adventures in the low road last year at GaryCon. Absolutely. My favorite race is the dwarf. Don't tell Lord Breslin, so I use them a lot. Well, this is a fantastic article. This really goes into detail, and I am going to assume that all the locations on the map, except for one, which I know which one, and I'll explain it, is from somewhere from either an original article or a Living Greyhawk reference, Anna, for most of these. David, you and Rich may know. The low road, you never heard of it. That's not surprising. Well, the map in this, by the way, I love whoever's idea it was to clear up the map and make it the road much more visible and change the colors. Well, that was a genius idea too. So
yeah, we wanted it to pop. But even then, it's still an oversimplification. If you want to extend the road and create your own branches and your own sub roads,
yep.
Yeah, I mean, you could really expand this network. I mean, it was probably one of the main theaters of the early Hateful Wars.
I like the layout of this article by going with the map and following along the way each section goes. It's quite a travelogue.
So note that we have done that already in my area, and I'll talk about it as we go through. But yeah, so Rich says a lot of these they're hitting hooks. Yes, absolutely, Rich. It's just a wonderful job you guys did. But it'll go from place to place, and a lot of these are in Rich's campaign. Some of the sites are from LG. That's what I thought. Some are from Tommy John Kelly's Hateful Wars discussion, if I recall. And I got one. Well, actually, you mentioned Altamir in this article too, so I got 2.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, which is cool, and it's really appreciated. All right, so
shout out to Anna's sepia version of her map. She has alternate versions of the Greyhawk map that have different special effects on them, and some of them are really good if you want to overlay your own campaign information on them because they're not so busy with color and text.
Yeah,
and
this is exactly one of the this is one of the uses. I made this map to be used for stuff like this. So awesome! Thank you, Gary, for demonstrating that. Yep.
So this is the low road. It's been going on for a while. Is my main focal point and my campaign for both Mike Disney's group with Scar and Wolfmaster, and the characters there, and also Ed's group because they're searching this looking for lost lore. So both.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, it's been going on 2-3. It's got to be at least 2 years. Yeah, and so it's some great background information here. The geology of the low road, which is neat. And here you go. I like this too, a simplified geology lesson. So get you in about pressure.
Yep.
And how, you really can only theoretically go so deep, right? Before bad things happen to you.
You reach the plane of fire.
Yes, and the Underdark, I guess,
the
is
inner
an exception
planes.
to that. Yeah. Another piece of artwork I love. Art by Oh the Humanity. That's cool. So it talks about traveling along the road and really gives you a feel and some storyline, which is really cool. So does it tell you this storyline? Is this in the past, pre-Fateful Wars, Rich or David? So for this discussion here, Philbus knew what he meant, and then is that? I just want to make sure and see. It's modern era. Got it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool. Modern era. All right. Dwarven district definition. Talking about trade along the road. And then we get into some really. It talks about, the connection between all. It talks about Valuna, Keeland, Principality Ulick, even Grand March, and then Will brings in his artwork, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Will's got his own unique style. It does a lot in black and white, and it just pops. This pops real well, and this is a good spot for it. So, really love.
Jay, I can't, from a design and art perspective, I can't say more things about William Dvorak and Dan Smith in creating black and white pieces that are absolutely amazing. So, shout outs to both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. You have an entire gazetteer of what's going on, and you also travel from place to place. This is another long article, and this is why it got stretched out to 60. More storylines and all. It's also we're talking about there's some specific references to Dwarven deities. So it has a true Greyhawk feel where. Do not say, "Oh, this is just an Armoria." It has nothing to do. No, it's not. It's got a completely different feel to it. So you really should read through the entirety. Anyone want to talk about any highlights of the?
I never knew that giant moles as pack animals was a thing, and now it's changed my world.
Okay, and is that from Will's picture? Yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
He does have a picture in there.
Right there.
And they're in the text. There's a detailed description of their use, and they show up a couple of times. It's definitely going to be a thing that features in my campaigns. I really like that idea.
Well, you figure you got to have low light vision, right? You're not going to use Underdark pack lizards like Drow do, right? So you got to use something to pull. What else you can use? Rothay? I mean, you got to think about that, right? What is in the underground? So I think that's a good idea because there's giant versions of every monster, every animal, right? For the most part. Yeah. So why not giant moles? It's a really cool idea.
And if there's a cave in, the moles can dig their way out.
Yeah, true.
You can employ them as diggers, even. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They might be more manageable than Umber Hulks. I mean, so.
I think so. Yeah.
They don't turn you to stone or whatever. The Umber Hulk stare at you and you get confused. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a great call, both of you, to do that. Are they statted anywhere?
Not in this article, but the authors might know of stats. I've seen giant mole stats for various editions.
Okay.
So you could use some of those, or you could make up your own, or maybe we'll put them in the next issue if somebody writes them up.
So here is a nice little mini poem, right? To thee who are true, welcome. To thee who coming to conquer, look upon the walls and despair. Hierophant Druid of the Icy Sea.
That is now you have found an error. Hierophant Druid of the Icy Sea should not be there. We will clean that up.
Oh, really?
And people get another copy. Yep.
Whoop! Look at that. Proofreading.
Well, that's something I should put out. So we have a team of proofreaders. We try to catch everything. Inevitably, something will slip through, right? You see it in commercial publications too. Isle of the Eight switched a major part of one of the pre-gens around. It happens. If somebody catches something like that, a little cut and paste error or whatever, let us know. We'll fix it. And then, people can download a cleaned up copy.
And it's not in print, so that's easy to do.
And the best news about that is, Jay, the current version, apparently you got one yesterday. We've already taken that out. So that's the exciting part.
That was in the preview version, and sorry, Jay, I didn't.
It's all right. No, this is a newer one, so yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm used to that.
Not the
Gary,
pixels are free, so any corrections, anything like that you send us, we are so happy to accept it, make all the changes, and continue to make the best Greyhawk material that we can. So, yeah, we very much appreciate it.
Sorry for the interjection, Jay. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, good. So, Rockholm and Gilmorak, are they published source there, Rich, or are they yours? Just so we're aware. I thought, I know, I think Rockholm has been on the map a while. I could be wrong. I'm just guessing. So, yep. There we go. To Iron Delve. Iron Delve is an offshoot, which is neat. So, and that is due to trade. It looks like it was out on. If you were to guess which stretch is the busiest, you would surely presume it to be the road to Iron Delve. Rockholm is an existing. Okay, that's. I thought I recognized that one. Very cool. But a lot of neat little side stories in every one. So this is a very large article, and it gives you a lot of detail. And I guess other people are going to be running it now beyond just me. So there you go, which is really cool. From Rockholm to Lost City, same thing with Lost City, correct? Yeah, Rockholm was a basic gazetteer. Okay. All right. Yep. Yeah. And then Rockholm to Tharix Hold, more Will. More real cool Will artwork. Tharix Hold to Huck Dungaloran. I can't even pronounce that. Oh, the humanity. Oh, look at that. I think that one's a little off too. Oh, there's a capital H there. Is that wrong? Right there. TH. See?
No, I think that's how he spells it.
Oh, is that how he does it with the TH there? Oh,
capital. Yeah, so it's O, the hue, manatee, and yeah, that was so it's the same artist across 2 different accounts, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, following them has been a pain, but they really do amazing like cavescapes and that sort, and it's very bright colored. And please check them out on their social medias, which I'll actually work on posting in the next issue for everybody because they do great stuff.
Orf Scribe asked where the armor qualish is because it's referenced in there. Isn't that on your site, Anna? Where's the armor qualish? At the end of Troy's article from the sea, it says that the armor qualish adventure is available now. Where can that be found?
I think it's the gazetteer. That is on my website. I have to double check and see if it's because last time I said it wasn't on my site and it was on my site. So
I thank you there, Patrick, for doing that. That's what I thought. Gary, any commentary so far on the Low Road?
Lots of blood, sweat, and tears in that article.
A lot. Absolutely.
No, but it just shows you what fans are capable of doing.
Absolutely.
I don't think I have armor qualish on mine. Looking through.
If Troy was around, I know he's lurking, we could ask. So
yeah.
I wanted to say thank you. Hearthguard Tower, which is a location in my campaign, and Altamira are mentioned in here. Druid's Defile is what Anna named that pass. Correct, Anna? You named that?
No, I didn't name it. I took the name, came from somewhere. I put the name on my map.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what the source is, but it's definitely not on my naming. So yeah.
Okay. Well, it talks about Hearthguard Tower, and thank you. That is a location in my game that is currently occupied by Schlemmenmeal, Walt's character. And so that was really kind of them to do. And I would say, really appreciate that. Another cool Will artwork. Looks like, he got it bad. It's fantastic. There is so much in here that you can take any of these locations and advance them in. And as everyone has said, there are locations that are not on the map. There are offshoots going anywhere you want to place one, you can.
I actually have one on Greyhawk.
Yes.
Oh, from an article I did way back.
Yep.
So, yep.
Absolutely. And I've done one. So if we go back to the map here, I've done one where the low road here, up in this area, up about here, is where the ruins of Wolfmaster Keep is. That Mike Disney's character they found and located, and Ed's group's been there, and they've done a lot of traveling there. And they were looking. There was rumored to be a connection in a place called the Abet, which is the entrance. It's a mine entrance that links that to Hearthguard Tower, and they haven't found the full route, but they believe it's connected, and that's what they've been searching for. And that was part of the adventure, Curtis, that we did. We did at GaryCon last year. Just so you're aware. All right, I'll skim by mine real quick so that people don't think it. We'll talk about it very fast.
We should talk about it though, Jay. It's a fine article. I really had a lot of fun helping you edit this one.
Thank you. Gary did an article in Earth Journal about St. Benedor. I loved it, and I said to Gary, "This has got to be almost 2 years ago, Gary." I said,
"Yeah, you were forced to sit on it for a while, and."
Yeah, we're still playing it, and we got some in playtest, but I made the Specialty Priest right up on it.
And when Visions of Greyhawk launched this summer, I said, I know Jay's sitting on something. I know he's busy with Altamira, but he already has something written that we could just ask him if he's willing to contribute. And you pulled it out, and here it is.
And like I said, I really appreciate the edit assistance, because it sounds like I know what I'm talking about finally. So
well. St. Benedor has always been an homage to Scott Benny, who created the Saints article in Dragon in 1983. Now, unfortunately, now it's posthumous because he's left us last year. So at the end of the last article in the zine, there's a little blurb about that. But I think Jay gives you everything you need to play a character like this, along with an example.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Gary.
I love the spell list.
Well, that's where everyone says I'm crazy. I'll get to that in a second. So Rushford's created. This is in my campaign. So we got the Winchester and Rothschild's estates off of here. This back in the 80s, this was where we started a lot of our groups out of this area in Keelhands, where we started, and that's where all the Cavaliers came from and all the humans. I always said they're like the high humans of my campaign, and they bust my stones all the time about that. This is actually the sunken keep right here. You can barely see it. That is a keep that was in the early 80s that got destroyed during a great war that we had, and it's sunken because the river is oxbowed, and it's now flowing right into it, and it's actually muck filled and sunken into the river. It's a destroyed keep. So it's a great place. I multiple times. Idea. Yeah, thank you. I've had a Froggy Myth in there. I've had multiple camp faults in there. I've even had a Rakshasa running around in the ruins of that place over the years. So, that's always been fun. So it's a perfect spot on the map. But what I've done is, this is what I do for every of my 40 plus specialty priests, is create a list of special abilities, and then the spell lists in its entirety based on the spheres. And that's what we have here. And I go up through 3rd edition. There's spells you can add at any time based on the sphere, but there's a code down at the end here showing you what book reference. If it's not a reference here, it's either Unearthed Arcane or Player's Handbook 1st edition. But you get Tome of Magic, the Player's Option, Player's Handbook 2, Player's Handbook 3. So, hey, I'll steal from Forgotten Realms all day long. Faiths and Avatars. 2 of the best spells ever written is Sunrise and False Dawn. I think they are Lathander spells originally, and they were actually in Baldur's Gate 2. So brilliant spells. All my Sun Sphere spells, Foltis, Palor, have have those spells. And then these are all 3rd edition of books. Relics and Rituals 2, Eldritch Sorcery, Eldritch Might, Hallowed Might, they're all 3rd edition, just back converted. So, and then my character Tegan Rothschild, who was a PC and is now converted to an NPC. I won't get into those details, please. But And the Rothschilds is one of the two families I have there. And thank you for the very kind words on the blurb here. Also reference, here's Gary's Earth Journal 34. If you want to get the original St. Benedor article, it's in Earth Journal 34. So a perfect place to get. And this is a Portrait Workshop, which we're allowed. I have a publishing right, commercial publishing right for them. Yep. I can put anything of theirs in any publishing I want for sale or not. So there you go. Perfect.
And Jay, can you toss a link for them into chat?
So well, how about a shout out for one of my sponsors?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Yeah. All right, that would be awesome.
Considering we do a giveaway for them too. Now they're a little slow in getting back to me, which drives me a little bit crazy. Here it is. There you go. There's a link. Yep.
Cool. I've been thinking about actually getting this because the work you did with it looks so nice. And you said the learning curve's not very steep, right?
It's not very steep. Anna has it. Anna has it too. Right, Anna, your Portrait Works.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not hard to use, and it's not. Here's the thing: it's not AI art at all. All our artists create the components to create the characters, so there's no AI art involved. Okay.
And that's an important thing for me for Visions that I do want to point out to people. And this isn't to cause debates or criticize anybody because I don't do that. Just for this zine, for what I'm working on while I'm chief editor, we aren't doing AI submissions. So no art from an AI, no writing from an AI. But you can use digital tools and word processors and stuff, right? But don't have like Midjourney generate an image and send it in to us and tell us that you made it. That's a whole big bag of worms that we don't want to deal with. But if other people are using it on their fan projects, you'll never hear a negative word about me from it because everybody's got to set his own standards, make his own choices on those things. And we should respect that. Sorry.
No,
that's a joke.
No, talking, please.
There's something I mentioned earlier with submission. And it's relevant now because this technology is out there and some people would want to know, can I use it or not? Not for this, but for other stuff, ask the guys doing the other stuff.
And artwork by Golden Shrimp. Is he another out there in the outside the community there, Savage? You're muted.
We can't hear you, Lee.
All right. Sorry, Jay. Sorry.
Don't worry about
it. Yeah. So Golden Shrimp is actually one of those amazing people who drew the hand. I put the sun in. And again, I will credit absolutely the guy who did the hand. It's one of those things where it's like that's actually a combined art.
Nice.
And yeah, it just fits so perfectly because it's like I remember St. Benedor has very much the hand with the sun scorched in the middle.
Yeah, the scarring. Yep.
And yeah, that was the look we were going for. And Golden Shrimp did put out a hand from a stock images.
Okay.
So
very cool.
Yeah.
Specialty Priest at Greyhawk.
Old school.
Old school.
This is Old School Essentials. This is basically basic/expert D&D.
Yep. OSC.
Old School Necrotic Gnome, I believe.
Yes. Very much.
Yes. And he does good stuff. Very cool stuff. So you guys get on Drive Through RPG, you can check out his stuff. I don't know the guy personally. I just know he makes great stuff. Anyway, the article, Jay.
So, another cool piece of artwork there, Wormtail.
Is that the first Specialty Priest written by a priest?
Oh, yeah. Gary, you've changed our entire worldview. So, oh my gosh, Wormtail is one of those amazing people who is outside of all the D&D communities, all of role-playing, and they concentrate on fantasy art. And
right.
There's somebody who I will continue to go back to. I will continue to point both fingers out and be like, oh my gosh, go check them out. They're on DeviantArt. Please, like, if you ever need a project, reach out to them. Contact them and buy their stuff if that's your thing. And if not, their DeviantArt stuff also allows you to create home projects at no charge to you. So yeah.
So he has created a list of with some special added spells on it, and where their majors are, so that you can adapt to using it in an OSC, right? Basically but it could be used anywhere. It could be used in anywhere.
Vex Me, Be Semi, Basic, any of that family of games, you can just drop right in.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got all your major greater gods here. Ralph Harriston, keeping on going down, Uluwija, and then you got your lesser gods. And it's a very nice list. Now, not a lot of demi-human deities, but that's not what it was more Greyhawk based, right? So, and there's some in here that qualify for, if Ula's in here or Lana's in here, which I think they are, you can go
exactly. They are.
Yeah, you can use them for some of your, for those deities, for demi-humans. And you got your additional spells here that have been added in. So he has these, and you'll recognize some of them, but they've been back converted to a basic style. So really nice.
Yeah, they're simplified.
Yep, it's good for a starting point. I've said this forever. One of my favorite things of all time in second edition is the specialty priest class, because it allows your campaign to get a huge amount of flavor over regular clerics. Because not every cleric should be the same, and that's where I love the specialty priest. And this is a good thing for going back into basic and doing it. If you're running that style, even if you're doing it in CNC, you could use this stuff in Castles and Crusades too. So
yeah,
yep, very cool. Well, Greyhawk Mike, it would be very cool to see your comics and visions.
I keep telling him.
He's stirring the pot.
All right, this is pretty scary. This piece of artwork. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Who made that one?
Salini Chot. I said that right?
Yeah, you did. I think. So that is one of those that so I'm really, really lucky that I work for, my day job is actually, it can apply to my hobby. And this was one of those that I found out of a subscription that, we buy hundreds of images from their company a month. And this artist popped up when I was starting to look for fantasy stuff.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for, there was a little bit of a backroom wheeling and dealing over encabulosis, which I actually thought was a disease versus just a misspelling that Norker can explain in full. So
it was two words. It was just encabulos is, but somehow when it was up, we fixed this, of course, before it came out. But when it was formatted, somehow the space between encabulos and is disappeared. And thus a new disease was born, encabulosis. That sounds nasty.
I think that's the whole idea. It's supposed to be nasty.
I super love Encabulos, by the way. I used him in my Ravenloft game. He didn't personally appear, but his cultists were part of the background. And he's great. The evil eye, the evil scent, the black rider. Yeah.
So Tharn the Cleric has given us priests, clerics, and anti-paladins, or paladin, right? Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's this is 5th edition stats, right, with some background. So if you want to use these guys just right out of the box for your 5th edition game, they're written up in that 5th edition monster block style where they kind of go back to the AD&D way of presenting these sort of NPCs, which I like, right?
Right.
But then there's also enough write-up in there for you to use it as the basis for, the variant class. So it serves as both like a NPC/monster stat block and a class variant.
Very cool.
Yeah, for cleric and paladin in 5th. Very cool. And if you guys like this, we've got more of this kind of stuff coming from Arthar. This is going to be part of our 5th edition support.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say, yeah. Black Paladin of Encabulus. Very cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that is great. So, and some.
Get well, Troy.
There he is. Oh, that's okay, Troy. Hopefully you're doing okay, man. So, yeah, and Paul's got a nice blurb about him, which is awesome. Very cool. All right. Green Zap time. So,
yes.
Yeah. Paul Beal. 5-day PCs levels 3 to 6. So, looks like a parried into me.
Well, yeah, there's the spoiler, right? But for people, for all the players who haven't seen this, the DM can, you can just change. Don't tell them the name of the adventure, right? They're not going to know. You can switch the location around or whatever. But yes, there is a parry time in this adventure.
Yeah, that's why you need magic weapons. Because if you don't, you ain't doing nothing to them, which is cool. So you guys play tested this, correct?
Yes, we play tested it. It worked really well. I dropped, I think, the level recommendation by 1. They didn't have an easy time of it, but they did quite well. So I said, okay, they were a strong party for this. I'll drop it down just a tad. But we didn't need to make any real changes to the adventure. I think I may have clarified the location of a particular item or something. It was a lot of fun. Paul Beal drew the map for this. He wrote it. I just helped him edit it. And then I play tested it for him with Gary Hawley and a group of other people.
Awesome.
Some of whom are here among us if they wish to identify themselves.
Yeah, please.
I don't think I've ever play tested something before, so that was fun.
Cool, Mike.
Mike saved the day by giving my dwarf strength at the end.
Oh, that kicked butt. Yeah. When in the final fight, that strength came in.
Pro tip.
Yeah. But you guys had fun? Yeah, Gary and Mike, you played in the adventure. What were your impressions of Paul's adventure?
Yeah, it was nice. A little, old school, which is great, and not railroady.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It never ceases to amaze me as someone who's usually a DM. Anytime I play, I'm the worst player. I fall for everything. So this is good. This is a good one.
I want to note something to all of you, and I want this pointed out next week during Virtual GrowCon's Ask the Experts when Roger Moore's on. We brought this up about the Magenta's cat that's in this.
Oh yeah.
He completely forgot. He completely forgot he wrote it. And he's like,
I have the Dragon magazine. Like right over here.
Dragon 58, and that is awesome to see that Zap, you put that in this article for in this game for him, and he'll really love that you did that.
Well, I've probably only written 1% of what Roger's written, and I've already forgotten stuff that I've written. So. He has a good excuse.
Yeah, but he'll be really happy about that. In fact, I'll mention it to him when I talk to him prepping for next week coming up, starting Friday. Man, because if y'all don't know, I'm going to be in Texas 3 days, going right up until midnight before Virtual GrowCon 4 starts, which is for work. I couldn't get out of it. So it's going to be next week's going to be a real bear. And nice, cool. I love the map. I love Ruffian Nightmare maps. So that's perfect.
Oh, and if you guys like his map style, he's going to be doing more maps. We're going to be doing more mini modules. I don't know if there'll be one in every issue or not. Depends on how quickly they get written. But he's going to be doing more maps for future issues. You'll see some of his cartography in the next issue in a different context. I won't give any spoilers about that.
Very cool. All right.
That's Paul Beal, right?
What questions do we have to this point? And do you all have any questions or comments for everyone else? Please, floor is open. Wow. Sorry. Good, Anna. Say something.
No, I was just going to say it's so cool to see an adventure in here as well.
Yeah,
that's it's really amazing. It's one of the shortest articles. It's only a few pages, but still looks awesome, and the map looks fantastic too. Yeah.
Well, in the old days, we just needed the outline of an adventure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Well, the Homeland is like 16 pages or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because we would supply the rest ourselves, and it was more of a sandbox. These days, you're like reading a novel, and you gotta follow an entire plot with subplots.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get back to those kind of small adventures. Have you guys seen the one-page dungeon contest, Jay?
No. Where's that?
You should check it out. It's on it's probably onepagedungeon.com or something like that. If you type in one page dungeon, it'll come up. They run a contest and they give out prizes. They collect fan modules from people, and the rule is it's got to fit on one page. Text, map, everything on one page. So it's much more like notes. You just print that off, you take it to your table, you put it behind your screen, and you can run that whole night session just off that thing. And whatever you look up in your book, right? You've got your monster manual on hand or something. Now this is more developed than that.
There you go.
But it's still in that
1 page, 2 page.
Yeah, it's that concept. It's still in that short, like you can run this in a single night. We played it, took us about 4 hours, right, guys? And we played the whole thing. So that's what we were going for with an adventure in a magazine. And unless you're doing Dungeon Magazine and it's all adventures, I like to keep them fairly short. We will take longer adventures if somebody writes something longer and sends it to us, though. But I particularly like these short kind that you can do in an evening. Sorry.
No. Let me. All right. So what is? Come on. 4 hours is what? 4 hours equates to what? Two things. 4 hours equates to.
Yeah.
Con length of running a game.
Yeah.
My average D&D live stream on Twitch. Both.
Yep.
So 4 hours is perfect length.
That's what we were aiming for.
Yeah.
That's what Paul expected it would probably take.
Thanks, Cyber.
And it was like right on the nose. We finished in good time.
So that's something that, if Zap, are you going to be at GaryCon? If you're not, you may want to say, we may want to have someone, not me, because I already got, I have too much already on the plate. But all right, well then you should run it. You should run it there. You should sign up now and run and put it in and run it. That's my suggestion to you. Submit it. Josh is probably. Let me see if Josh is on hiding. Zarathon. Yeah. I don't see that SOB on, man. I'm gonna have to beat. Oh, there he is. He's on. Yeah. So I would get with Zarathon and say, look, I want to run this. I don't think I have any problem. Just get it submitted. I think it would be a great idea. It would be a good way to promote this too. So, especially with all the other stuff we got going on there, and all the people it's going to be there, that are going to be there. So, here we go. The Sargassum Behemoth by Troy. Wow, the artwork is so huge. By Dan, it's split into 2 pages, which is cool. And we got a backstory on it. So, and it's not an evil creature, I see, which is kind of cool. So, read this, and this is, yeah, that doesn't look good. That you know what? Not that it has anything to do with it, but it kind of reminds me almost of a dune worm coming for someone, and you're just like, what am I gonna do?
This is the monster that the Sargassum armor is tied to.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's a nice lore connection to a place of mystery in there too. I won't give spoilers. People should read the article, but it really does connect with the setting lore and with the items, and they connect into the lore. So that's why we definitely wanted to publish these 2 articles in the same issue.
Troy, so this gives you I thought the Jungle Lush ships and the Sargasso Swamp are different. So I'm saying this gives you I saw that in chat. It gives you the background on the jungle. Okay. Strange different creatures variants tip of the jungle. Okay. So, okay, he's not in the Sargasso Swamp, the Sargasso. He's in the Jungle Lush ships. Got it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Like that DuckTales episode.
Yep. Very cool. Nice. There's a colony of survivor sailors who struggle.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, it reminds me. Oh God, I'm sorry, I'm off on a tangent. Do you anyone ever see that awful Ray Liotta movie where he's sent to jail and is on an island and they're fighting each other and they get the stuff that flows in onto the beach? That's what that kind of reminds me of. All those sailors that are lost. No escape, or I think it's called, or something. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's it, Curtis. See, yeah, that's exactly where they went to my mind went. I don't know why. Yeah.
And something that I'll toss out is with this article, it's actually the inspiration for way back on page 1 with the Dagon art across the table of contents. You know, I'm sorry, page 2, the forward page.
Yep.
You're dealing with, is it just chaotic hungry? Or is it an ancient protector that's left behind from an age far past? And yeah, so the Arbudos article ends up actually getting kind of that feature art right on page 1. So yeah, great stuff.
Oh, it is fantastic. Troy always outdoes himself. And we got stats here in 5th edition.
Yep.
All right. Any other? Let me see here. I would not want to get hit by it. But then again, it's a 5th edition, so 3 4th level characters can take it down, right? I'm kidding.
Maybe.
Just a joke. As a 5th edition boss, that's all that was. I'm just. All right. Sam!
I'm back.
Very nice. So you're saying you created the creature around the art first. That's pretty cool, Troy. That's pretty cool. And we've all done that. We've all seen something where we've seen like some kind of artwork or a puzzle we want to do. Like I was always inspired by the chessboard puzzle in Ghost Tower of Inverness. I was like, I got to do one of those at some point myself. We've all so that's
Dan Smith is a machine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Curtis is right.
Definitely done some wonderful stuff. All right, Sam, adapting classic adventures. Give us your thought process on this article, where you're going with this.
Yeah, well, one of the things that always comes up whenever the era wars start, From the Ashes advanced the timeline too much. LGG advances the timeline too much. How can I run all the classic adventures? Well, the answer is simple. You can. Most all of them can be run pretty much at any time with only marginal tweaks to make it fit. Start with the A series. Why can't you run slavers when Turashmak is in charge?
Absolutely.
At most, you have to change where the slavers are attacking because the Wild Coast is gone. But okay, so they're raiding on Wall and ID now or whatever. You can still run it. It's just okay. And oh wait, yeah, the Pomarch, yeah, it's still full of orc tribes and goblin tribes. Oh yeah, Highport, yeah, it's still a city full of orcs and such. So what's different?
Right.
Okay, so maybe you change Thegnarlet's name, whatever, and that goes for almost all of the adventures. Some of the adventures, if you look at them, they have even more relevance if you run them during the wars or in the aftermath. Now, if you're running Giants, the G series, you're actually fighting the Giants as they're invading Sterich. That was the whole point of Against the Giants. Yeah. You are fighting the Giants to drive them out of Jeff. And and then the thing is, as I was doing this, I said, well, wait a minute. What if I take it a step further? What if we want to run the adventure in some other part of the Flanaise? Almost all the adventures can be run somewhere else, not everywhere. This is one of the things everyone talks about when it goes to where do you put Keep on the Borderlands? Yeah, ask enough people, you will find someone who has put Keep in the Borderlands in pretty much every single country of the Flanaise.
Yeah, true.
And so almost all of these adventures can go anywhere. Okay, something like I-1, the Dwellers of the Forbidden City. All right, it really is kind of set in a jungle. You can't put that up in the Tiger Nomads. That's one adventure. Maybe a couple of others that you can't that easily move around. But almost all of them can be moved around. Almost all of them can be put in any time period. And so I just lay it out. I just go over it and give a whole bunch of options for running them.
Curtis asked the question: Is Geoff Jeff Perrin from Perrinland? Does anyone know where Geoff comes from?
I believe the answer is no.
No, it's not. Okay. So just wanted to answer that. Yeah, it's a great point. I ran Keeping the Borderlands in Shieldlands before From the Ashes, because I thought it was my Borderlands at that time with the Bandit Kingdoms before all that other stuff came out. So there's nothing wrong with replacing these and other places based on your time. I just recently, about 2 years ago, ran Cult against Cult of the Reptile God, and I changed the name of it and moved it into the Wild Coast. And put it on my, it's fine for you, and everyone who, I hope Len doesn't turn over in his grave when I say this. Who really wants to adventure on Lendor Isle? It's out in the middle, right? You really want to, you know what I mean? L1, L2, I moved them. All right.
Well, that's the thing, and the thing is, you could put the village of Hamlet on Lendor Isle.
True.
And now you have a first level adventure before going into Secret of Bone Hill at second level. All these things can be moved very easily, but people get caught up. No, it's set here. No, it's set at this time. No, whatever. That's when it was written. Doesn't mean it has to stay there. And I love just stealing the maps from any of these adventures and I'll just put something completely different in there. Maybe make it 10 levels higher. I didn't include that in this, but these things can go anywhere you want.
100%. And it's just
good. Heresy knows no bounds.
Absolutely not.
I don't think it's heretical, but I know what Mike's saying is that being a little facetious there, that a lot of people, and I see this all the time on Facebook groups, they don't want to write their own content for Greyhawk. They just want to run the classic adventures, whether it's over and over again, or I want to run the A series, then the G series, and the D series, and the G, whatever. That's it. I want to run a mega campaign from Hamlet all the way through. What do I do, right? And then I give them my suggestions. I get yelled at for saying, well, they're not asking that. So yeah, all the time that happens. So it's cool. Run them wherever you want. And this is great advice for everyone. Mm-hmm. So on this, I think it's good. Before we go to the last last article, does anyone have any questions for Sam about placement of something or some ideas? I'm just curious out there if any of you have done this or have a question. Who yells at me? Oh, I get yelled at all the time on Facebook. All the time on Facebook groups.
Yeah.
What are your alternates for the Doom Grinder, Sam?
Oh,
that's not funny.
Yeah, I because I mentioned this only covers the classic adventures.
Not second
so
edition.
Theoretically, I might someday have to do a sequel covering the From the Ashes era, the Tab era. And I said for Doom Grinder, the way to adapt Doom Grinder is to dig up a copy of CM6 Earthshaker for Beckney and run that instead.
There you go.
You still have a giant war machine running rampant, but run that instead.
I'm thinking about buying Doom Grinder, actually.
Do you want my copy original?
Yeah.
You have an original?
Yeah, it's sitting right here. But look, Ed's Deity Salacra is tied into the new redone doing of the Doom Grinder. So there you go. Yes. So that's all you need to know.
That's why I made it.
So I'm thinking of letting.
You're doing
yeah. Right? What's that?
Jay, you're doing a rewrite for Doom Grinder?
Oh yeah, on
revamp?
stream I've been doing it on and off for the last 9 months to a year of adventures.
I
yeah,
just missed it.
it's called Portents of a Great Apocalypse. Yep.
Oh, okay. I saw that announced. But
yeah, but remember, I have 27 adventuring groups, so we bounce all over. It's my own dumb fault for not running it through. I have an original Doom Grinder World War, and I use it all the time. The best image. That's funny there, Rich. In the community, we take the Delta House rule for people. They can't do that to our pledges. Only we. Exactly. But note, I bring it on myself because I tell everyone how dumb they are in some of these Facebook groups, especially the old school gamers group where they threw Jim Ward off. All right. So just note, we went through all that. Just that's another story in itself. But it's a very cool and very useful article, Sam, and I appreciate you doing that. It didn't. It took some time for you to think through that and to. Get some really good ideas, and I'll say this: the return to Keep on the Borderlands, Tomb of Horrors, White Plume Mountain. White Plume Mountain, I think, is fantastic. I actually like that one better than the original. The others, they're on there, but I love Return to White Plume Mountain. So, yep.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, Anna and Gary, you're both here. Take it away.
Yeah. Gary, you wrote it.
When would you say, Anna, we were working on that collaboration last year?
About a year ago now, I think. Yeah.
Well, you guys know that Anna has been taking the heraldry of Greyhawk and turning it into these wonderful 3-dimensional, realistic-looking, with amazing textures and such on her website. And she sort of expanded to do sort of more than just countries. She's doing houses and other lesser, individual heraldry for like people like Robilar. So we were talking about just doing, the Death Knights, and that's how we got started. We were just bouncing ideas and running through iterations and coming up with these devices for them.
Yeah.
And of course, whenever you do something like that, your immediate question is, well, why did they get that symbol? What does that symbol mean?
Yep.
What is the origin of it? So we said, well, why don't we take the artwork that she's creating and then wrap it into an article which gives you some lore behind why these symbols have been created, and to which we added the Saints by Scott Benny and some of the other figures that we've created along the way. So this would be the first in probably a 4 to 5 part series. Where we cover all those beings, and what was meant to be a 1-paragraph description after each shield, kind of grew into 1,000+ words each. So,
which, when you love something that you're doing, that's what happens.
1,000+ words just means that we're going to get a serial out of this, guys. Though, so as you can see, it's part 1, right? More is coming.
There's a bunch of heraldry done. Yeah.
Holly and prose. Yeah. And we'll do it in as many installments as needed, but they've got a lot of ground to cover, a lot of characters, and there'll be a lot of great lore on the setting presented along with this beautiful artwork from Anna.
Yeah, it is artwork, and when you look at it, it inspires you to tell a story. So I think it's a powerful tool for that. And one of the ideas I got while writing it was, what if these devices were not just mundane items, but were almost like mini holy symbols, right? They were so powerful that they actually could inspire a reaction in people. So you see the Dreadlord symbol, you get scared, you have fear, and so maybe you fail your morale checks a little more often than you would otherwise. So it's not a mechanic that I'm completely comfortable detailing out, but you could imagine generalizing that a little more to all sorts of symbols.
I love, and you're kissing Troy's butt here. The army would be led by the ghoul general Trelaman the Cannibal. I caught that. You took Troy Alaman. I got it. That was awesome. Very cool. Very nice homage there. One thing, Savage, that looks like it's in black and white and the rest are in color just because of the white and black Is there any way to pop that a little bit? You notice? Just my eye tricks me. You guys notice that, or is it just my eye?
I do, and that's actually because the standard that I was given for Saint Benethor is actually the color of the overall magazine. So
Okay.
I will go back and I will take an eyeball of that and see if we can make it like just pop.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, because it does.
Yeah.
It's just maybe it's an eye playing tricks on it on my eye, but I'm like, wow, that one's in black and white. What the rest in color? Yeah.
Jay, you picked up on something.
It's my fault because I didn't have the wits and get back to Gary time to fix that one. So,
so this is
sorry. Whoops.
This is a bit of a hack.
Yep.
It's the base of one of Anna's, and then I put a handprint on it after doing a little erasing and a little. So it's a little flatter. It's not as high contrast.
Sorry.
Yeah, we discussed it, and I didn't get back, so it's my fault. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But we'll.
We can.
I still like it.
I just definitely replace it in another version or for the print version.
Okay.
I've been lagging behind
on the universe to fix that, Gary. I'm just saying.
But it's my fault. I'm behind on so many things. So
I mean, it could be a blue shield. It could be a different color, brown shield. You know, something different.
Yeah. All good. Sorry.
Actually, it worked well for me. My color vision is.
But there's no color, so it's
right. It just my eyes said that looks like it's base black and white, not base color in black and white. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
It's a little flatter.
Yep. But great stuff on the Dreadlord, Saint Bane. I love this one. I love this shield.
Yeah, Saint Bane. He's one of the biggest badasses in the Flannis. If you look at Scott Benny's original description, it's pretty impressive. So
note that when John Birchfield from Blue Box was in my house, it's about a year ago, I ran a Saint Bane adventure. So
cool.
Yeah. Prince Merle.
Well, he may need specialty priests soon.
Yeah, exactly. We work on them on a case by case basis because they take a full day to do them. You know, because you basically do them all from scratch. Prince Merle, round shield. What's the thought, Anna?
This Prince Murhal, that is an illustration. It's taken. The design is taken from an illustration in Dragon magazine where they depicted them. He was sitting on a throne. He's a skeletal figure, Death Knight, and he was sitting on the throne. And next to the throne was a shield that looks like this. So the design is theirs, and I made the art to look like the shield on that art, so to speak, that was from Dragon magazine. So. Yeah.
And then when I looked at Anna's art, I thought, what are the elements there? And I thought, oh, these are dragon parts.
Yeah, these are teeth and something in the middle.
And some dragon hide or skin in the middle. So
something.
So that's in the story. You know, we kind of described how that was created. So
very cool.
It's bloody teeth and stuff. So yeah.
This looks familiar, Gary.
Yeah, it's awesome looking.
Well, to that we owe Lee some thanks. He took Anna's symbol and was able to map it onto a figure, and it really pops. I mean, it really looks like. Some original artwork for some unknown Greyhawk product that, could be down the pipe. So,
actually, all I did was go onto LinkedIn and grab Gary's picture, which is the same that he's using tonight. So
now we know what the Black Knight looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, the Black Knight, Gary Holian,
and who he serves. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
awesome. That's awesome looking. I know. I love how they stressed, Anna, you're a Swedish Greyhawk fan here, as if that's some kind of stigma, as opposed to a Norse one.
No, it's not a stigma.
I'm kidding.
It's a stigma. Yeah, it's a stigma. Yeah.
Those damn Swedes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you Skagith and Rethix.
Yep.
Things. And it's a nice thing here. You put down St. Benner's an homage to late Scott Benny. Very nice that you put that in there.
Yeah, anybody who contributes to Visions can help, can craft whatever they want. At the end, we'll definitely advertise whatever websites or work you do, link to anything. And as Lee was saying earlier, in the electronic editions, those could be, links that open directly to those
absolutely
websites.
So from that, we have. I guess this is something you work on there, Savage. Yeah.
Yeah, so for anybody who's interested in anything Mystara, and that also
Cool.
extends to Beckme, please go check out the Piazza or the Volts of Pandius. Threshold magazine is the second longest OR journal, and Greyhawk have very much the first. But we're right there in number 2, and we have 250-page issues coming out at least twice a year. So please go check us out, the Threshold magazine.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to do ad exchange with another zine, we'll definitely consider that. And maybe
chat,
things
Savage,
like virtual Greyhawk Con and Gary Con.
So Les did a lot of tidbits of what's coming, Norker. Why don't you tell us some of the things that are coming? While you're doing that, I got to check on my son. Be right back.
Sure. Without giving away too much, we have a new monster coming up, possibly with a short scenario. We'll see if that part gets written in time that the monster is ready to go. We have a new monster coming up. We have a tavern, a meeting place with a bunch of NPCs coming up. You're going to have a map. It'll be game useful, dual statted. Right, so for AD&D or a similar older system, and for 5th edition. Let's see, what else do we have? We have more Saints and Sinners slated to come up, right? We're going to have some material on treasure maps. What else we have, Samwise?
Oh, I didn't have that ready to go.
I'll open it.
We may have an article.
I'll look at the document.
We may have an article that's everything you ever wanted to know about the Sea Princes.
We have,
right, and if that is, I'm going to go in the next one, but I think it will be ready in time. We have. Let's see. Let me open up my little.
I have it. More magic items from more aquatic magic items.
Yeah, more
magical and mundane items from Les.
Yeah.
We have Heronians and Hextorians showing up.
Yep.
You mentioned the new monster. We have another random type of minor spellcaster, just a sort of an encounter block.
Yeah, more 5th edition support, guys, and a lot of AD&D stuff in here too.
And possibly we have me getting all heretical on the Circle of 8.
Yeah, and there'll be more beyond that, but those are some of the highlights. That's a substantial part of the issue that we just discussed. But there will be a few surprises, things that we haven't mentioned that will make it in there. That's the bulk of it. So you're going to have a good size run. Let me look at my lineup here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have a dozen articles in here right now lined up, and there'll probably be a little bit more than that when it comes out. So it won't be as long. It won't be as long as issue 2. This was mega sized because of the low road, but it will be a substantial issue with a good variety, support for different editions and eras, some crunchy articles, and some, more lore-based narrative type pieces, and some maps in there too.
That's fantastic. All right, guys, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, it'd be great. Oh no, I was just going to say I'm very excited about issue 3, and I don't want, if there is anybody out there who's thinking about writing for us, don't wait until we announce the new issue. Like, start writing it now. We'll get it in. Maybe it'll be in 4, right? We won't make people wait longer than we need to. So we're always accepting submissions.
My goal is to do one every other
process.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit the even number
you
one.
You can do one every issue if you want.
I know. It's just a matter of all the other stuff stacked up. So
it was meant to be a quick and dirtier zine, but Lee will not let it be dirty. So
no,
actually
I
looks
was going to
really
do like
nice.
a 90s style ebook. Yeah, I was going to do like a 90s style ebook, and I would have been just happy with that if it were edited well and people had fun writing it. But Lee brought it to a new level of design and really improved the art. And that's only enthused me to work on it more, and I think it's brought in more volunteers too, and kept their morale up just to see how nice the final product looks.
Thank you guys very much for that. And I will toss out, like, one of the things that inspires me is also seeing the amazing content that everybody else puts together, and I get it all nice and bundled, edited, and all that. And yes, Rich, I do refuse to pay the high fees to include Lord Preston art in every issue. But from that perspective, like, it's amazing to be part of the Greyhawk community. And yeah, I did come on the underside of the Isle of Dread after Gary and Julian maybe have stole it. But I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very excited to be part of at least my little island. So awesome. Thank you very much.
It was a copy paste, not a cut paste.
I think this is a good, it is going to, God, how do I say this without sounding stupid or arrogant? It's going to show off the capabilities of all the other stuff that's going to be put out at GaryCon. It's going to show off the capability of the community there. It really is. So, and that's awesome.
Well, in that vein, Jay, we want to get 3 copies of the first 2 issues for you to give away.
Excellent.
In the very near future.
Excellent.
So we
print copies.
Print copies. Yeah, we're gonna have a print copy available for download that you could upload to your favorite print-on-demand service.
Okay.
And you can expect us in the near future to have Jay showing those off to you and probably giving them away. Maybe we can get some authors to sign.
That's fantastic.
Copies. And then the other thing we're going to do is every person who contributes and gets an article in will get a free copy of a print issue of that copy.
Beautiful.
Just so we had a question. The place to send submissions is
visionsofgreyhawk@gmail.com.
Yep.
Attach whatever art or text or ideas you want to get considered, and we'll definitely work with you at whatever stage of the project you're in.
Also,
exactly. I'll take a look at it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say here, if you're not on the Cannon Fire Discord, get on it, okay? Because that's where everyone's on there. All right. I'm also going to link the Virtual Crowd Con Discord because the con is next weekend. So both those. All right. Yep.
Yes, Snafu. Of course, the digital copies are always free, but the
everything. Yep.
The printed copies are for you to print yourself. We're not getting involved in any entanglements that would require.
We don't take any money from anyone, and we don't give anyone any money. We have no commercial element or profit element whatsoever.
And
no budget, just time and enthusiasm.
I will send this offer out on Jay's stream tonight, and then I'll replicate it over in the Cannon Fire Discord. If anybody needs a file formatted a specific way for a printer, or hey, the guy down the street, he has a print shop, go ahead and DM me. So I was told earlier tonight that my DMs on Twitch once again are closed out. But you can drop me a line on the Cannon Fire Discord, or I went ahead and opened things back up here on Twitch so that everybody who I don't know can drop me a line, and I will make sure that you get the file that you need to print stuff. And that's something I want to contribute to all the amazing people. And I will also toss out one of Jay's sponsors, Centurion Studios.
Yes.
If you have not literally purchased miniature terrain, as somebody who's played Warhammer Fantasy Battles since the 1980s, please go check it out. Please buy a fortress.
John does.
Or 2 trees, and you will be amazed and happy. So awesome stuff.
I can't believe how many printers he has.
Yes.
It's insane. And he works well with Jeremy at both Infinite Dimension Games and Jeremy from Gamescape 3D. Does a lot of their events. So we get stuff from him on a regular basis as well. So we keep the 3D prints coming on our table. So a really nice guy, but very busy as well. So thank you for that. Anyone else want to say anything in closing or shout out? So I know we're running over time here. Please go for it.
People should check out. Does Big Mac have that out, guys? He has it out, right? Wild Space has got the first issues out. So David Big Mac Leonard has given us some helpful advice and stuff along the way. He has his own Spelljammer fanzine, Wild Space. I'm not sure about the exact location, but if people look for it, they can find it. I would want to just stress again, Threshold, we advertised in there in the back. Really do check it out. Especially they have an issue that's focused on the Isle of Dread. So even if you aren't using Mystara, if your world of Greyhawk has the Isle of Dread in it, grab that issue. That would be a great place to start reading Threshold. You can start using it right away in your Greyhawk campaign. They do really good stuff.
Yeah, I had never read Threshold before. I just checked it out a second ago. I'm running a Mystara currently, and this is blowing my mind.
Oh, well, yeah, then you'll need it. Yeah, it'll be really useful. It's a great resource.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, Anna, Gary, Sam, anyone else want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to two things. First of all, thank you so much, everyone who worked on so hard on getting the Visions second issue out. And then I have a sad news, unfortunately. I'm going to cancel my game at Virtual Greyhawk Con. Unfortunately, I have to. It's I'm not up for it. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. I've sent out the email today to everybody. So I'm so sorry that I have to let everybody down, but I'm not up for it this time. So yeah. So I just wanted to say that.
Okay. We'll look to see if we can get someone in that time slot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll see what I can do on that. What was I doing here? Gary, anything to say in closing? Sam, anything to say in closing?
I keep writing stuff. I keep pestering Norker to edit more and put out more. Writing with Gary. I just hope I can keep writing and they can format and post more of the stuff, because everyone should enjoy the chaos and madness of Sam Hawk.
Yeah, I guess I would just say that these are not easy things to do, and we've been talking about doing a zine on Canfire for many years, but I don't have the bandwidth to lead the project myself. So it's amazing that Norker stepped up, decided to become the editor of it and make it, a reality. So it really does take a team. And I think, having redundancy, having more eyeballs, having more hands on the work really makes it go faster and makes it go easier. So, we're always looking for volunteers and as both on the back end and the front end. So if anybody wants to write for us, send that proposal to visionsofgreyhawk@gmail.com.
Yep.
Thank you very much. All right. Gives me something to do this weekend. All right. Let me switch screens real quick. You want to see a bloody freaking mess?
Uh-oh.
There is Mystery at the Mansion is that's called a lot of undead. Almost like you can barely see the characters in this mess. But yeah, so that is what we're running currently. It turns out that the mansion, a living human female came out of the mansion and said that she was. The mansion's under a curse. No one knows what that means. So we'll see what our adventurers do tomorrow night. That's an Infinite Dimensions sponsored giveaway tomorrow night as well. I always throw in a Reaper one for people who don't have 3D printers. So I think now it's just starting to do all the gift subs. So this may go on for a while on that, and you won't be able to see me. So, but that's tomorrow night. Then Sunday night, okay, Virtual Greyhawk Con 4's Prelude show. I have 2 people from Living Greyhawk, Reborn, Reborn coming. John Birchfield's coming. Phoenix Iwaki, Dave from Guild Superior, Scott from Wily Hobbits. Who am I missing? I'm missing a bunch of people. Chuck Cumbo. There's going to be a whole bunch of people that are going to be attending, talking about what their content is going to be going on. Tim, probably, the whole crew, and we'll talk about the con in general that night this Sunday. And that'll be my last stream until the con, because I will be in Texas all week for work. So yeah, that'll be the last one before Virtual Con 4. Yay! But real life duty calls here. So let's do the giveaways real quick. Anyone else want to say anything? What a fun show tonight. I want to thank you all for all the hard work and for participating in the discussion tonight and with your input. A lot of reprints here. This is the big one here. So Dungeons of Dread reprint. How's that?
Ooh.
S1 to 4.
Nice.
All right. First winner, unless you have it already, will get that, and then the second winner can get their choice from whatever else is in the pile. All right, we'll do 2 tonight. Does that make sense? All right. Is that 1E? Yeah, this is all 1E, man. Yeah. Oh, look, Gary, blaster rifles.
Oh my God, I'm feeling ill. Yes. I'm feeling ill.
How we do, Gary?
All right, let me close this out. My voice is going too. Yeah, thank you for all. I think I'm right at or close to an all-time in subs now. So thank you so very much. In 5 years, it's fantastic. Here comes the winner, Mac. All right, well, Mac, you're getting a $10 gift certificate to Troller Games because I'm not shipping it overseas. So that's what you're getting. So, grats, Mac. Woohoo! Next winner, Earthscribe. Yeah, Mac, I can't spend $50 to ship that. Earthscribe, you on to claim. All right, Earthscribe, I think I have your name and address already. One more winner. We'll do 3 because I have an extra gift certificate. Kith Bigman. Tell me, I got a Fiend Folio here. I got a Border Watch. I got Treasures. I got Mordenkainen's Fantastic Adventure, Paladin in Hell, Scarlet Brotherhood, G1 through 3. I got a lot of good stuff here, so just get with me. All right? Sound good? Awesome. Who am I rating into tonight? Who should we rate into? I'm looking here real quick. Since I Suplex is on, Phoenixi's on, but I'm going to rate into Phoenixi on Sunday after the stream Sunday night. Oh yeah, John from Phoenixi's coming on too, so I'm going to rate into him Sunday. Sensei Suplex went offline when I streamed him the last time, almost exactly at the same time. So sorry about this. I didn't plan this out. Oh, Garner's on from Category Gaming. He's going to be on Sunday night as well. So we'll do Garner right now. Category Gaming, he's does a lot of GaryCon work. He's part of the highlighted stream list. So yeah, I'm not doing it. Yes, Mac, I appreciate that, but I'll rate an All Dragon anytime on Saturday. I'm doing it. So thank you all. Please reach out to me anytime, all of you, please. I'm excited. I'll like I said, give me a little bit. Ed's got some personal stuff going on, but I'm hoping to tie in a C Lacra one for him. So
nice.
See you all soon. Yep. Have a good one. All right, let me see what I got here.
For having me, Jay.
It was great
Thanks,
seeing
guys.
you. Yep, thank you.
All right. Now I gotta hit this button, hit that button, hit that button. 1 sec. Stream, raid, without crashing the stream here, Give me 1 sec here. Set the rate up. Why isn't he coming up? There he is. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow night, 7:30. Have a good one. Just make sure it went, and then we're good. Yeah, we're good.
They're rated in now.